Hello everyone, again, it's Michael here. So today we're going to be focusing a little bit on VLANs, also known as virtual local area networks. So we want to be focusing on this subject today because as you can see here, um, we have our one network here of .20 that has our retail section, and then we have our other network here that's in the .10 that's focused on our office computers. And so what VLANs help us with is to separate these two logically inside our own network to keep them separate. It helps with management, it can help with providing security, and it can help keep things a little bit cleaner. That way, when traffic flows, they only flow through within their VLAN up into our routers separately instead of contacting the full entire network. And so something that's really important is like with layer 2 protocols, let's say we did a broadcast from this computer out here for like an ARP. And so if we were to look for an ARP table to find this next computer here, what it does is a broadcast. So it would come from here to switch and broadcast to everything. And that would include our office networks, our office computers, and up to the router. And then it would find what it needed and it would send it back. Now, in small form networks, that's not too big of an issue, but if our networks get larger and larger, all of a sudden, if we keep having these floods of broadcasts going to everything, it could start to slow down our network. And so, helping with using virtual VLANs helps us out with keeping that down to a minimum, allowing it so these layer 2 broadcasting only happen inside these virtual networks that we design. So today I wanted to show just a little bit of how we would set one up, because right now everything is mainly configured with their IP addresses, but we haven't set up any virtual networks yet. So we'll go ahead and open up our config text. So today we're only going to be focusing on this kind of beginning part. In a later video, we'll talk about what trunk porting is, how you would route that with inside a router, and also what you do for layer 3 switch. So, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and set up our VLANs on our switch too. Bring this back up. So just like how we always do it, we start with enable and configure terminal. Now that we're in our general config, we'll go ahead and create our VLAN, which we start up with VLAN, and then we give it a number. So over here, we'll call this one VLAN 10, and then underneath us for the retail section, we'll call it VLAN 20. And now that we're in the configuration for VLAN 10, we can also give it a name like Office. This way we can have another logical understanding of what it is. It just helps us with organization and management. So we'll go ahead and name this Office. Then we go ahead, exit out, and then we'll go ahead and create our next VLAN, which is VLAN 20. And then give that the name of retail. And then after we've set up our VLANs, you can see I can hover over here, I think. Not quite. That's on a layer 3 switch, that's right. So the next part that we need to do is actually assign the ports that are connected to the switch to the VLANs that we've just created. That way it knows what is a part of which VLAN. Because right now everything's just in VLAN 1. And so we don't want to be doing that. We want to be switching them to the VLANs we've just created. So we'll go ahead and exit out of that VLAN configuration, and then we'll go ahead and go to interface. And let's see here. So again, we're just doing a repeat, so we can actually make another text file, right? Why have us type so many times when we can type it once and then have it configure for us at once, right? And so we look again at the rules, right? For assigning ports is we go into the interface that we're joining. We go to switchport mode access, and then after that we'll access into the VLAN, allowing that switch port or that port itself to have access to being that VLAN. We'll go ahead and copy that, bring it over here. And then switch port mode, access VLAN 10. Let's go ahead and check PC4. Looks like it's on number 5 there. Yep, number 5. We know it's on fast, and we can just do that as a shortcut. Copy that. We'll go ahead and hit PC4 again, right? Sorry, not in there. Switch 2. That makes more sense. There we go. Right, let's go ahead and erase that interface section. We'll paste. Oh, yep, it won't get 5 because it's 05. That's absolutely correct. See, again, nice reason why we do it in here. Right, O-5. Let's try that one more time. And there we go. So now that we've configured that, we can go ahead and hover here again. And you'll be able to see now that on our Fast Ethernet 05, that it's now in VLAN 10 instead of being on VLAN 1. So when we do these layer 2 protocols and sending information, especially with broadcast information, it's not going to broadcast to everything that's on that switch, but instead it will broadcast directly of anything that's in its virtual network. Okay. Now let's see here, our next one, right, PC3 is on 4. Go ahead and copy. Right here, we'll go ahead and exit out. Then paste. Now we just need to do that for our VLAN 20 area now, which will be our PC 0, 1, and 2, which we know is going to be the Fast Ethernet area 1, 2, and 3. And copy that. Exit. Right. Paste. Down with that one. And we have 2. And then 3. And as we go ahead and check here, that we can see that we have the 1, 2, and 3 Fast Ethernet connected to the VLAN 20, and then we have the Fast Ethernet 04 and 05 connected to our VLAN 10. And so again, this just helps us with keeping management and also with security and keeping things logically separated. The better that we can keep our network configured, organized, and separate based on what's needed, the more efficient we can be, especially when it comes to troubleshooting as well. And so I just want to say I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys have a great day.